Our first speaker is a resident tutor in Eliot House, and he is also our fearless leader in Eliot Book Club.
EBC!
Yeah, and he's a really awesome person with a cool story. And Mike Hankinson's speech is called Hope in Despair. So give it up for Mike Hankinson.
I have a red bike. 2 summers ago, I rode out the back gate at 7 a.m. and pointed my tire in the direction of New York City. My goal was to ride from Boston to Brooklyn without resting, an endeavor aptly named No Sleep Till Brooklyn. The start of the ride was eventful. I had many encounters which I'm happy to recount over a beer during senior week, but for the sake of your evening and mine, I'm going to fast forward a bit, 200 miles in to get to the meat of the story. At 7 a.m. the next day, mile 192, I felt a wobble in my front wheel. Now, as I do with any ache and pain, I chose to ignore it and pretend it never happened. I got another 2 miles before it again reared its head. It was happening. My first flat. Okay, I knew this would happen. Hell, I'd been pretty lucky so far, as I didn't have any major tire issues. So it was time to stay calm, to address the situation, and move on. Following protocol, I removed the tire and felt around for a sharp edge, both hoping to find one, but not necessarily looking forward to the prick of a finger. But nothing. Maybe the metal rim, but nothing there either. So I inflated the tube that's on the center of any tire on the inside, searching for a hiss, the sound of a puncture. And after much hunting, I found a small leak, which I fruitlessly tried to trace to the rim and tire, but to no avail. Okay, maybe the tube just gave out. You know, it kind of makes sense. It's been 23 hours, about 200 miles, and I have 2 spares. I'll just swap it out. 10 minutes later, I was back on the road with a fresh tube and about 50 miles to go. Child's play. 10 minutes later, I let fly a string of words unfit for a resident tutor of this house. Flat again. Instead of lasting another 192 miles, the tube went in a matter of minutes, leaving me 40 miles stranded from my destination. I was demoralized. I just ate through another tube, and I had 1 left, but absolutely no idea what was causing the leak. Panic washed over me. Anger, frustration, hopelessness, it all hit so that I wanted to scream. I collapsed on the ground and pounded my fists like a child. Had there been a support car next to me, I would have said, "F it, I'm out." But there was no support car. I ran through the scenarios. Call a cab, walk, call a friend to come pick me up. As I sat in a heap of bone and muscle, I realized that even my quickest escape would take the next 2 hours. And what then? I'd still feel like crap, in a crappy place, and now with a crappy story. But something happened. In this 15-minute period, the anger started to subside. I couldn't keep up the frustration, the rage. The heat of it had faded, and what was left was clarity. If I'm going to be stuck out here for 2 hours, I said, might as well start tinkering. And in the famous words of astronaut Mark Watney, when he was left for dead on Mars, I'm going to have to science the shit out of this. Step 1, pick up red bike. I searched the tube for leaks and patched what looked like it could be the problem. Using duct tape, I tried to counter some of the potential hot spots on the rim, but I'm convinced this only made my rig look even more homespun. Still, I made the swap, I pumped the tire, and climbed back up. 3 miles later, wow. I lost control this time and crashed off the road. And fortunately, I was off a major traffic corridor, but that didn't count for much. The wave of rage and stress and panic came back. Wave 2. I threw my red bike down on the grass and I spiked the pump to the ground in fury. I threw myself on my back this time, staring out the high and blinding sun. I was broken. Again. A text told me that a family friend was willing to pick me up. Again, 2 hours away. But terror struck as I realized that I'd never be content until I finished this ride. In other words, I'd have to redo the first 200 miles again, and I was not about to go back to Eliot House and explain how I almost made it from Boston to Brooklyn in one go. I didn't want the conditionals. I wanted simplicity. 15 minutes later, wave 2 had passed, and again, clarity. Step 1, pick up red bike. I slowly got up and I changed the tube. The last fresh tube, that I had imagined would be punctured within a few minutes. I couldn't find that sharp object, but I realized I had made it 3 miles on the last pump, so what if I tried that again? I slowly pumped the tires, saddled, and rolled. Could I make it 3 miles? Every second I swore I could feel the loss of air. 2.8 miles later, I was flat again. Off the bike, pump again, and go. 2.5 miles this time. I started doing the math, extrapolating the line. All right, 50 miles, it was 20 stops, 20 reinflations. I mean, it was possible it was going to take all day. Now approaching rush hour, the traffic picked up, engulfing me with 4 lanes and no shoulder. And even worse, my miles per pump were fading. 1.5 miles this time. I was riding with the Banshee knowing that my luck was limited and I had no more fresh tubes. Again, I got off, and again I pumped furiously, but this time too furiously. I felt failure as the tire valve snapped. I could pump the tire as much as I wanted, but as soon as I removed the pump, I would lose all air. Panic wave number 3 this time washed over me, choking my lungs and seemingly drowning me. I had no more tubes. I was on the sidewalk now, head between my knees. A rotund woman and her tiny dog shuffled past and made it clear that I was inconveniencing them with my personal crisis. I was 20 miles out, too far to walk. Maybe I could do it in a day, but with a bike and cleats. Step 1, pick up red bike. Yes, I was out of tubes, but I made 192 miles on that first original tube. So how far could that go? As my last hope, I made the switch, and with the most controlled, uniform strokes imaginable, I pumped the tire. If I broke this valve, that was not an option. 6 miles the first pump. Again, I extrapolated the line. Even if I lost a mile of pump, there were only a handful to go. And then I turned on a greenway, really a pedestrian trail that for stay-at-home moms and retirees. I felt the searing sailors as I honked, "On your left!" every 15 seconds. 20 miles an hour was most inappropriate for these paths, but they couldn't understand the mindset. I pictured the police officer stopping me. "You're being reckless, son." "You don't understand, officer. I've been riding for 27 hours. Exactly my point. 8 miles to go this time. I can now cool runnings the bike on my shoulder in if needed, but still with each refill I was pushing my luck, and mainly the valve strength. I now realized that my portable pump was a bit of a piece of crap, and I could eat the valve at any time. And again, if I got too risk-averse, and I didn't pump, I would ride down onto a hard metal rim, damaging the rim, the bike, and the entire mechanism. These were my options. And like today's presidential primaries, neither of them gave me much hope for the future. And so it went. 5 miles to go, pump again. 3 miles to go, easy. I hit Franklin Avenue and flew, feeling the metal rim pound the pock-marked asphalt with each imperfection. I could now see the apartment. My sister was outside, and picturing her view, I envisioned a cloud of dust and smoke behind me as I ground away the last gasps of my wheels, literally running this red machine into the ground. And pulling up, I collapsed. When I think about that ride, what has stuck with me most is not the length nor the risk that I would not finish. What I'm most proud of are the times things broke down and how I responded. In Eliot, we are all tackling similar endurance challenges. Final papers, graduating. For me, it's a dissertation, and I struggle. I find myself in similar waves of panic and stress, but I have the hardest time taking that first step. Maybe it's Facebook or email, checking out the D-Hall scene to see what's going on, and they all provide a quick fix, a dose of relaxation and relief. And in those last 50 miles on the bike, I did not have these tap-outs. I was forced to bathe in that wave of panic, to let it roll past, and only then feel the clarity that comes with realizing there's only one way forward to get to work. So should we delete Facebook? Put timers and blocks on our website diversions? Maybe. You can talk to Hugo about optimizing your time efficiency. But rather than think of penalties and punishment, I want to make a case for embracing stress. Facing a situation, don't tap out. Let the wave pass and feel the clarity that follows. Outline the way forward and take that first step. Science the shit out of it. Step 1, pick up red bike.